Okay, Jose, it was good getting to work with you yesterday, and I want to quickly review some of the points that we made throughout the lesson. Threw a lot of information at you, and want to now go back over and recap some of the things we talked about. I made mention of the fact that we have a five-phase process: a starting stance, the load, the C position, which is phase three, contact position, that's where you make contact with the pitch, and then the finish, which is five. So there's five phases. We're going to break down the first three. The first two have a lot to do with how you get to three. And of course, three is the beginning of the entry into the contact zone. So it's what we're doing in phase one and phase two that are going to affect phase three. And then, of course, the type of contact we make is going to be based on how we come into phase three. So quickly, let's talk about some of the things we mentioned yesterday. You'll see moving left to right on the video are three pictures, each one of those snapshots of the phase that you're in or what you look like in each phase. And then we have small letters kind of denoting the points that we want to make. Now, in phase one on the left, we talked about the foot position and how you really need to be toe-to-toe on that yellow line that you see. Obviously, you're closed up because you're so used to opening up, and that's kind of a natural process. We want to get back to not being in that position that you see yourself in. Now, in B, we talked about maybe getting the bat head up just a little bit, but all in all, you looked pretty good in phase one, as I mentioned yesterday. The one thing I'm adding to phase one is I'm actually showing you your head position and your eye. So in C at the top, you'll see a yellow line to the back of your helmet. Then you'll see a yellow line in front of your eyes. That is to denote your current starting head position and your eye level. And so we go into phase two. And your phase two, as I mentioned, phase two is completed when the front side foot hits on the ground or the toe hits. Well, in this case, this is where you are, the position you're in getting to that final stage of phase two before you begin going into phase three, and it's way out of whack. Of course, starting with the D, you can see we positioned your where you moved your head forward from the original line that we placed in phase one up above your helmet in D, and kind of where your eyes were at that point. E basically is where your original position for your eyes. Your eyes were just above the brick line in phase one, and now in phase two with the letter E, you can see how far it's dropped. F, of course, has the bat head dropping significantly down below the shoulder, and so now you're almost hitting, instead of hitting from a real tall position, you're hitting almost like you're hitting out of a 4'8" stance. You're not hitting to your size, basically, and that's going to be an uppercut swing here in just a moment. G, of course, we've got the line that shows you the angle, and then H is the circle around the front foot. That's the culprit. That's what we've got to get control of, is that front side foot. Now, if you look back at F with the bat head, the reason we do the high T drill is because we want to begin to force the hands to get a lot of cuts, keeping that bat head well above that position. We don't want to be down in there. And so the high T cut with a still front side foot is going to allow us to stay propped up and begin to get our motor or muscle memory aligned, that we can be bringing our hands in according to your body type and size from up top. So you always attack from the top down into the strike zone. Now in phase three, you can see that your hands in the letter I there at the bottom, we've drawn a line through what would have been the center of your body. And of course, you've stepped forward, and you can see J with the hands as you're going into the contact zone now. The bat head is well below your hands. That's going to be probably an opportunity to either drive the ball straight in the ground or straight up. Now, yesterday you did a great job at the conclusion of trying to kill that front side foot. So the number one objective now is to kill the front side foot, stay tall, and begin to attack against that front side foot with the hands being from up top. And I saw you do a great job of that in the cuts that you took after our lesson. So let's keep up with that. I look forward to getting some other video clips to show the improvement.